Hello guys and welcome to Plus Equal. Today we'll have a special kind of video where I will teach you to attach lamps to the walls with your mouse. And this seems very specific and you may be asking why. So this comes out to be a viewer request. As you should know, I take some requests sometimes if they are not too complex because I don't have the time to work on them, but simple stuff I think I can manage that. And that's the case. I will help here Get.MouseButtonDown by creating a script that will attach lamps on the wall with the mouse button. So let's jump back to Unity, and if I hit play I can see what I have done at the moment. So this is the wall, and with a mouse, if I press, I will attach lamps to the wall. Yes, that blue stuff is lamps. I can attach as many as I want. So I hope that helps Get.MouseButtonDown with this project. So let's get started. Let me tell you how I've done this. So here is my simple scene. I just have the camera and directional light that comes by default. Then I add a cube. I created a cube for the wall and I make it a little bigger than the default cube, as you can see here. And then I called my cube lamp. I will call this lamp 2 just to make just to show you the example. And I also make this something like 333. And so this way we have the wall and we have the lamp. Now how can we attach this into the wall? There is many ways to do it. The first thing that came at my mind was the Instantiate. And to do something like Instantiate, we would make this lamp a prefab. If you don't know what a prefab is something that you can reuse, just like our lamp that I showed you before that spawns in the wall where I press the button. Of course that I don't have that many lamps, I just have one lamp here in the prefab. I created a prefab, and you can do this by just grabbing the game object in the hierarchy and drag it into the folder. It will become blue, it means that is a prefab. I also added a simple blue material to my prefab just to make sure it's not white with the wall also white. So here is the material right here. If you don't know how to create one, just right click, create material, and change its albedo color to something that you want. This way we have the material, we have the prefab. You can press 2 times in the prefab and you open the prefab in a separate window, and you can attach the material here if you want. Just grab it to here and apply the changes when you ask to. Let me show you with the lamp 2, it's easier this way. So I have my lamp 2 here. I will grab the material, put it right here. And now because this is a prefab, it's white. Why it's white? It's because we don't updated our prefab. So we go here into the lamp 2, and in overrides we put apply all. This will apply the material to the prefab, so it become a base of that prefab. So apply all, and you see that this changed to blue as well. If now I press here, it's blue. Nice. To return from this window, just press this arrow here and you will back to your scene. And after you have done this, after having the prefab here, you can delete your objects from the hierarchy. Don't worry, it will not disappear because it's in the folder. So I have my objects here. Don't forget to rename your objects. So wall, lamp in the prefabs, and now I created an empty, create empty, and I called it lamp controller, and this just have one script. Okay, so you go to scripts, you create a new script. I already have here snap to wall. That was the name that I called my script. So attach snap to wall to the lamp controller and open up your script. Let's go. So now it's where all the fun starts. Let's begin by creating a Raycast. If you don't know what a Raycast is, imagine something like an invisible ray that goes through the world if needed to. I will explain that, and prefabs and other stuff in more videos, so stay tuned for more content in the channel. Let's create a Raycast it and call it the usual hit. So simple as that, because our idea here is to go from the camera view, Raycast, and hit a wall. And where we have the mouse, we want to spawn from the ray with an object. We want to spawn a lamp. Let's get it to work now. Then we need a serialized field in order for us to reference to the lamp that we just created in the prefabs. So let's put game object lamp, and these will do for our variables right here. In this case we don't need start. Be careful, if you need to, don't delete it. Now in the update, we just need, if we press the button, that's the first step. So if Input.GetMouseButtonDown, and here we don't have the key code like in the keys, but we have numbers that are referenced for each buttons of your mouse. So we want the left click. We usually select stuff and spawn stuff with a left click, and left click, left mouse button is number 0. Some mouses have the wheel, and the wheel also is a button, you know, when you press it in the middle, and that I think would be 1, and 2 will be the right side of your mouse, the right button. So we will stick with 0, but just so you know, you have more options. And now we call Ray, and usually it's Ray or something. And let's go for Camera.main. This is very cool because we don't need much reference to pick the camera that is in our scene, and we want a specific action now. We want ScreenPointToRay. You can read there that returns the ray going from the camera through a screen point, and that's exactly what we want. We want to go from the camera view to our mouse, so we put Input.MousePosition. That means the current mouse position in pixel coordinates. So we don't need to be centered with a camera. We just will move our mouse and we will keep track of it and the position of it, and we'll raycast into the position of the mouse. So now we need to say that if the physics, and I know that this is some specific stuff, but bear with me right here. Physics raycast ray hit something, we put out hit, because we want to make sure that we hit something, and if we hit something, we will return it. We can access the point where we hit, and we can display a lot of information actually from that behavior. So let's do this. You can check if this is working by making a debug.log, and let's put something like hit.point, and if you read this says the impact point in world space where the ray hits the collider. This is very important because this will return the first object that have a collider and that the raycast hit. So let's save this and see if this is working. Make sure your script is attached to the lamp controller. You can see that here we have the serialized field, our game object lamp, and we can already assign this. You can pick up here or you can go to the prefabs. It's same thing. I'll grab my lamp. Oops, I will not. Let's go to lamp controller, and I will pick here, and I want to pick lamp. Okay, that's it. I will hit twice. You can also grab it and put it here if you want. So let's press play, and let's hit the wall with a mouse button. and in the console you can see this position, and this position is where my mouse hit the wall, or even better, where the ray that I spawned hit the wall. So from this perspective of the camera, if I press here, it debugged the 23 1.6 5, and if I go to the other side and it -20 0.4 5. So if I go up, you can see that it's the same -20.8, but now it's 8 in I, and if I go down, -6. So this is working very well. This 5 is keeping because it's this plane of the wall, this surface is at the same position, have the same coordinate in Z, so don't worry about that. Let's finish up our script. You can keep the debug or not, I won't need it for now. And now I need to instantiate the lamp, so I will create another local variable here, object lamp instance equals to lamp. That is the variable that we created here, and we already attach the prefab to it. So we are saying that we will have an object with this name that will be equal to the lamp, the prefab, and we will instantiate. This is like create an object from the prefab, the same object, instantiate, and we want the lamp instance that we just created right here. We want the copy, so we don't mess up with the original in any case. And we want the hit point, because as we saw here, the hit point is the correct position where we want to spawn the object. And now we just want a quaternion dot identity to just keep the rotation. Don't worry about this. So this should be it. Let's save this. Let's get back to Unity. Let's make sure our script has the lamp attached and the script attached. The wall is also here, the collider and all. The prefab is also good. If you want to change the camera, you can press main camera and change it in your scene. For example, I could do something like this, a little closer, and put game object align with view, and it changes right here. Let's hit play. Ignore this lamp too, we are not using it, was just for reference. Actually, let's maximize this. And now if I hit in any spot in the wall, whoop, I will pop up a lamp, and this could be it. I could also spawn a lot of lamps. Of course, this is very basic. You could add a lot of exceptions here, a lot of rules in order to create this. I don't have the time to do it now. I just had a few time to do this actually. And I really hope that Getmanovich could take something from here. So that's it for this tutorial. So guys, thank you a lot for watching. I will see you back at our course of C#. See you there. Thanks a lot.